Are you moving out of the house? What is your first kiss story?
Around
in kindergarten?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Are you guys having a new roommate join soon? Hi guys, it's Ashley and welcome back to another video. Today I am doing a little life update. As you can tell, I am not currently in New York City. It's beautiful, it's sunny, it's warm, and I am of course in the state of California. I'm visiting my sister right now. So I decided while I have a little bit of extra time, I'm just gonna answer some of your guys' questions that I asked on Instagram. My Instagram is at AAAshleyK. I feel like there have been a lot of changes like in the house and just everything. If you guys have been sort of keeping up with my New York City adventures. Super excited for the future. I will get to that. I'm trying to see if we have any questions maybe. Oh, here's one. Are you planning on moving? And I get this question all the time. Are you moving out of the house? Where are you guys going after the lease is up? And I do not plan on moving out of New York City. I definitely want to stay here for at least like another year or two. I always say this, but I love New York. Want to make the most of it while I can, while I'm in my 20s. And I personally love living with roommates, so I want to live with roommates for as long as possible because I have the rest of my life to live with my family or my children. Those would be my new roommates. I get a lot of questions as well about Kelly. Kelly is my boyfriend. One question that I got was, how do you feel after announcing your relationship publicly? And honestly, I felt so relieved because it was something that we hadn't told you guys for a little while because of course we wanted to date for a bit, make sure that everything's running smoothly and we're not just gonna like announce it immediately publicly and then like break up or something because that would just suck. So honestly, I do realize that like I need to have a good balance between my personal life and my public life. So I know I don't even technically owe you guys telling you that I have a relationship with someone, but since Kelly and I both do YouTube, we are both pretty used to being in the public eye, and at the end of the day, we love sharing our experiences with you guys, so we decided that we would in fact announce that we're dating. It was kind of like a relieving thing, but also was super exciting because I feel like now I get to be so much more open with you guys, and you guys have all just like taken it so well and been so loving to us as a couple, if that makes sense. And we even like, we have our little Cashly Instagram account and you guys always leave us the nicest comments. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? In 10 years, I'll be 33. I would hope I would be married and maybe have a kid. I would love to stay in New York City for a while, then eventually I would love to move somewhere warm. I would love to have a family. I would love to diversify and maybe do something more entrepreneurial. Right now I am working on merch, which I have mentioned a million times. Okay, someone said, how is New York City? I think there's a ton of pros and cons to living in New York City. I think it's definitely like a really expensive place to live. Definitely for me, since it is such a huge part of my job, it's kind of like an investment in living there because I'm like, okay, I can do things in New York and make videos in New York. I have my roommates in New York. Love how everything's walkable. Love going to different workout classes. Like what makes me the happiest is like going to some workout classes with my girlfriends, getting lunch afterward. Cannot even tell you guys how much like I love my New York City family. I feel like I just have such a good group of friends here, and I feel like I haven't had like a super solid friend group like that in a long time. College was really hard. There was like COVID and everything. And I feel like I have a family away from my family and a home away from my home. So living in New York City has been the best decision that I've ever made, and I feel like I have the coolest job in the world and I owe it all to you guys. This is another question that I get pretty much constantly. How is living with your boyfriend and having other roommates? This can definitely be tricky because of course I do spend a little more time with Kelly since he is my significant other, and like that makes sense. We'll go on dates on our own and stuff like that, and we kind of realize like, hey, we need to actually put like work into these friendships and like learn each other's love languages and schedule in time where we all hang out together as a group. Definitely been a huge learning experience of just living with other people, working with other people. Finding the work-life balance is something that is a tiny bit difficult, especially when your significant other also does YouTube. It's like, when do you film, when do you not film? I don't know how good it will ever be for me because every day I'm posting on my Instagram story, posting a TikTok every day if I can, posting an Instagram post every day, posting on YouTube once or twice a week, and it can be a lot. But for me, the pros will always outweigh the cons. It can be a hard job because of the feedback and the amount of time that I spend logged into my job, but I would not give it up for anything. That's just like what makes me the happiest, is to like see that I'm making connections with other people. Bruh, some of these are funny. If a hot guy asked you for your snap in public, would you give it? No. Also, I don't use Snapchat. No one's hotter than my boyfriend. So, how do you eat your pancakes? This is a random question, but I do want to answer it because I have a pretty specific way that I like to eat my pancakes. Put a little bit of peanut butter on it, and a little bit of chia seeds, it's a little bit crunchily, and real maple syrup. That is how I eat my pancakes. Is there anything new that you have been obsessed with this month? The answer is yes. And I could go off about this, and I don't want to be boring about it, because if I heard someone go off about it, I would literally be like, you need to shut up, because I don't really care. I've been really loving Pilates. I went to Pilates with my friend Isa recently, and the first time I went, I was like, I don't know if I like this. And then I tried another Pilates class that was like a hardcore Pilates class with my friend Mia, and I actually really love that. And now I've been going like at least twice a week. Like, I actually love it. It's not like cardio, so like it doesn't really hurt my joints, but I feel like I get a super good workout. You get like really sore, you're like on a machine, it's like little resistance movements. If you guys are like wondering what my workout routine looks like, I will rotate between Pilates, Orange Theory, and yoga. That's basically all I do. Okay, someone asked for my matcha order. My matcha order is always just a matcha latte with almond milk, or I do love soy milk, and I get it unsweetened. Honestly, it does taste better with sweetener, but I will always get mine unsweetened. What was your hardest video to film? I think the hardest video for me to film was one where I talked about like my experience being Asian American, and it was like during like a weird ass Asian hate crime portion of like 2020 or 2021. That was really hard for me to film because I obviously felt like very connected to the cause and just like very scared as like a young girl. Then someone said, what was your favorite video to film ever? Nantucket vlog every year, hands down, favorite vlog to do. But this year, I love my trip that I took with Kelly's family to Istanbul, Jordan, and Egypt. The trip itself was just so fun, so of course it was like fun to film. I never left the country until I was 15, and it was for a Girl Scout trip that we saved up for like literally since I was in first or second grade, and it was to London and Paris, and I remember it was like hella expensive. But yeah, just was not a super well-traveled person, and so to be able to have gone on such a crazy like worldly adventure, just one of like the best experiences in the world, and that was one of my favorite things to vlog, and now I have the videos to look back on. It's such a good time. I love looking back on a travel vlog. Sometimes I'll just rewatch my own videos low-key and just be like, wow, remember when I did that? Someone said, are you slaying right now? I think I'm slaying right now, although I am like literally dripping sweat, and I'm still wearing the same disgusting sports bra that I wore to Pilates this morning. So maybe I'm not totally slaying, but like a little bit slaying. Someone asked, are you guys having a new roommate join soon? And the answer is yes. And I'm not gonna say who or how many, and you guys will know on August 24th. I think that's the Wednesday that I'm posting the video. Okay, fave meal at the moment. Low-key, my favorite food of all time will always be a blue bowl, acai bowl, which yes, I did eat yesterday because I'm here in California. I would fly to California just to eat blue bowl. Other than that, there is a Penang curry in New York City, like kind of near Chinatown, from this place called Lan Larb, and it's the most delicious curry I've ever eaten in my life, and right now that is my favorite meal. Literally the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. Like, I do not know what this, I cannot even explain the flavors. Like, what is this flavor so freaking good? Like, literally, this is so good. The most like sweet, flavorful curry with like tofu and vegetables. Go to Lan Larb and get their Penang curry. You might bump into me there because I go pretty often. Not a question, but your New York City unfiltered vlogs are literally my favorites ever. I watch them on repeat. Thank you so much. I need to make more of them, but I haven't even been in New York like long enough to make a New York vlog. In the fall time, I will not be traveling around as much. I'm gonna have my sister come join us because she is in here.
What is up, guys?
What is up?
I got banh mi. They
Where's
put
it
veggie
from?
ham in it. It's from Banh Mi Che Cali.
I was just talking about my favorite meal. I was talking about the Penang curry from Lan Larb. You had it before. Isn't it so
Did have
good?
it before. That was really delicious.
So good.
That's crazy good.
Isn't it so good? This is way more fun now that you're here. Have Kelly ever sucked your toes? No. Whoa, someone said, what would like be for you if you haven't met Kelly? Actually, I think if I didn't meet Elliot, it would be way different, if that makes sense. 'Cause I think Elliot is really the one that invited me to New York City in the first place. It would just be hella different. I would probably just be upstate doing God knows what. If you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for? Well, power.
Money, money, money. I would
I'd
want.
say ability to travel anywhere.
Let me get that private jet. I would actually want a beach house or something. That'd be kind of lit. I never even imagined owning a beach house until I'm like, wait, that would be pretty fun. Bro, stop eating my sandwich.
Please, one more bite.
No, please. No!
Outfit of the day. My whole outfit's from 3 people. Sandals from Reef that I got in Key West. I'm wearing an exercise top. What about you, bae?
Princess Polly tank top that I got on ThredUp. These are Levi jeans.
I think I thrifted those.
And then Birkenstocks.
Do you have any juicy questions?
What's Kelly's worst trait? I just came up with that.
Worst trait
Yeah.
is not being able to get out of bed in the morning.
That's also my worst trait.
Yeah. What would you say is my worst trait?
You're so annoying. You're really dramatic.
How many times have you and Kelly kissed? Guess how many times we kissed?
I'll say on average 4 times a week.
Well, I love getting these questions because I'm like, I feel like whoever asks them is like 12. When you have a boyfriend, you kiss them multiple times a day. That's all I gotta say, guys.
Would our grandma like that answer?
Well, if I kiss him once a day, that's 7 times a week.
That's unholy. I'm just kidding. What are your best Amazon purchases? Didn't we one time we bought a hammock and now it's in your house? I love that
a fire hammock.
The real place to get stuff is Facebook Marketplace.
I don't do that much in New York because it's like kind of hard for me to like drive.
Got my mini fridge, all my
Really?
chairs, my tables.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Ashley. Next.
Guys, we love each other. I promise.
That makes one of us. What is your first kiss story?
Like first kiss, I was
Yeah.
in first grade. So it's like we're at like my little friend's house. It's like 2 boys in my grade that are my neighbors, like my BFF boyfriends, wearing fake muscle costumes and like sword fighting and pretending that like I was one of the princesses. And then they're like, whoever won the sword fight, they're like, we have to kiss Ashley. They like brought me into a fake castle tent and then they were like,
That's so weird.
that's my first kiss story. I can't remember which one of them it was.
It was
I don't
Colin
even know.
or Bronson.
How did you know that?
Those are our 2 neighbors.
Should I just leave that in?
Yeah, my first kiss story was, well, I had a boyfriend in kindergarten actually, so I had multiple first kisses with him.
Wait,
because
the one that you gave a Webkins?
No, I was a player, hugging all the boys, giving them Webkins. Yeah, there was one boy, this is a separate story, who I bought a Webkins toy because he was always saying like, oh, I don't have any Webkins, I wish I had a Webkins. So I bought him a Webkins and I gave him the plushie, but I kept like the online tag. So I entered it on my account and I got to play with it online and he just got a stuffed animal. But my first kiss story was I had a little boyfriend in kindergarten.
What was his name?
David! In my kindergarten classroom, the room was like shaped like an L, and like the shorter side of the L was all the cubbies, so you could like go around the corner and like kind of hide. And every day during playtime, he'd be like, Amber, and he'd like take my hand and be like, close your eyes. And then he'd like walk me around the corner.
In kindergarten?
Yeah, and I was like, okay. He'd be like, open them. And when I opened my eyes, he'd be kneeling on the ground, holding my hand and be like, could I kiss you?
No!
I'd be like,
No, he didn't. In kindergarten?
Yeah, and he was like pretty smooth with it. I was like,
Wait,
damn.
Loki, he's pretty smooth.
Yeah,
with it.
so I was like,
I'm
okay.
actually confused. I'm like, I don't even know what kissing was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And this dude's on his knee.
He's like proposing to me. I don't even remember how this happened, but I just know at one point we broke up. And then that day, right after playtime, my teacher was like, okay, everybody, like, here's some paper, like, do a little drawing. And I drew out our entire breakup, and it was like us in love at first, and then it shows us fighting, we like hate each other. And then our teacher collected them, and I was like, here. And it like says like Amber David. She probably loved it. She's like, oh my god, the tea. In first grade, Ashley's like best friend had a younger brother in my grade, and you guys tried to set us up. We would go to their house because we were like all friends, but then you and the older sister were like trying to conspire to get us together. So me and the little brother would like get locked in a room, and you guys would be like, kiss now.
I swear, one time we opened the
You creak
door.
open the door and like spy on us, and you're like trying to make us kiss. And then he was like, okay, I guess let's just do it. We were like, and then when we kissed though, I was like, because he just ate Doritos or something. The Dorito flavor was so strong.
What age do you think I'll get married?
How old are you right now?
22. I'm gonna turn 23 on October 23rd.
23 and a half.
How about engaged?
22 and a half.
No. Are you joking me?
22 and
What do you
10
know
months.
that I don't know?
Kelly's texting me. He's like, what's your ring size?
I want to just go over this because I get asked this every single time I do a Q&A. How tall am I? I am 5'4" and a half.
I'm 5'2".
And we are both half Korean, half British, German, French.
We're just white. What's your earliest core memory?
Bringing you or Andrew home from the hospital when you were really little and like covering you guys in stuffed animals. I can't remember if that was you or Andrew though. I feel like it was maybe Andrew. But I do remember being really little and sitting by the swing set and mom was like, try to count to 100. And I literally was like, I can't do it. And then I did it and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, my earliest core memory is also when Andrew was born. I remember I was wearing purple and that...
I was wearing purple.
No, I was wearing purple. I also remember one day when I was a baby, we were sitting at the kitchen table with mom, and I was like a baby, so I was like trying to experiment with like, what happens when I do this? So I was sitting at the table with mom, and I was sitting across from her, and I was like, I hate you. And then yeah, because I was like, what happens if I tell mom I hate her? And then she was like, what? No. And she started like fake crying to be like, oh, I'm hurt. And I was like, oh, mom gets hurt when I tell her I hate her. So funny because I was like doing it for the purpose of learning, and then mom is like, oh, I'll teach you. I get sad. There were some moments where I like gained consciousness as a child where I remember we were at like someone's wedding and I was like a baby, and all the adults were like, oh, hi little baby. And I was like, Why are you talking to me like that?
I remember writing underneath the table in our kitchen. If you go underneath it, there's like so much writing under the table in markers. And I really was like writing stories. And then I looked at it 5 years later.
And it's not English.
And it's literally scribbled.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought I wrote in English.
Yeah.
There's so many lines of just like,
I would write it and read it back to mom and like remember the whole story.
Yeah.
And she'd look at it and be like, oh, it's just scribbles. But I'm like, no, I wrote a story.
What do you really think of Kelly's song?
It was pretty lit. I like the music video a lot. I listen to it every day before bed because it puts me asleep.
I think I kind of have like a last question. So I know that you have one more year of college and then graduating.
Yeah.
And then Andrew is going into college this year. What are the plans with YouTube and school?
I'm gonna try and post as much as I can through my senior year, which is tough because I have like the most amount of work ever due this year. I'm gonna try and force Andrew to get back on it too.
What I am foreseeing is that both of you guys will be pretty active on YouTube, hopefully, in the foreseeable future. And I'm very excited.
We are a YouTuber family. The original content house was the Alexander household.
Alright guys, I think that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoy. We got to do some amazing catching up. Make sure to go check out Amber's YouTube channel. I'll have it linked down below. Also, her Instagram is @_Amber Alexander. Go check out Andrew as well. I'll have all of his linked down below if you want to check up on the whole family.
And unsubscribe to Kelly Wakasa, subscribe to Steph Curry.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Thanks again for watching. Make sure to double tap the like button, double tap the subscribe button.
And make sure to click confirm when it asks you to unsubscribe.
And I will talk to you guys
next time.
Mwah.
Peace.